have to be able to hold yourself accountable. You just have to. You have to be responsible. And that comes with having integrity. So with that being said, you can even think about, again, now take the time and just think about maybe some of the relationships that you've had in terms of your mom, your father, or just anybody in your life, and just think about the unresolved issues that you maybe haven't voiced out to them. And just really think about it. Okay, if I were to resolve this issue, how good, and now you can use the same things that you're using on your prospect and on your clients, because the thing is, if you look into it, right, most of the shit is NLP is what they call it, right? Running these patterns to be able to put you in a place in your mind where you can feel these things and it'll cause you to act a certain way because it starts with a thought, right? So like if I say everybody think about a red cat, you're gonna think about a red cat. If I tell you your house is on fire, you're already gonna picture your house being on fire. Like our image, our mind just creates images, right? So what images are you creating for yourself? What images are coming up when you're waking up in the morning? What images? So that's when affirmations and certain things come into play. That's when your lifestyle comes into play. Because if you're not congruent with your life, you're always either consciously or unconsciously going to have a negative image about yourself. You just are. Because you're telling people certain thing and you're not living by it. You're telling somebody this, but you're living that. It's going to come by. People are going to see it and they're going to be like, yo, like, I don't know what it is, but I get this weird feeling around this guy. And he's just not real. He's just not this, he's just not that. So you have to understand that. Now, in terms of word patterns and languages like that, I mean, a great book that I read was The Essential Guide of NLP. How many of you guys have read that book? You ready? Are you reading it? Yeah, so if you read that book, it's a great reference because it talks about a lot of language patterns that you can use to better your interactions. So I remember I actually called you, Akash, and I called you, Ronnie, one day, and I was like, yo, like, and this is another thing that you could do. I called you guys and I was like, yo, how's our interactions? Like, what can I do to make it better? What you remember that, right? So when I'm asking these questions, now I'm consciously asking them how they feel about my communication. It's something that I've noticed that I was doing a lot by speaking with my brother is that sometimes I go on my phone conversing with someone, right? So sometimes I go on my phone now, even during the, which is bad. Because now, what is that communicating to the other person? Because our action is not even just our words. Our actions are always constantly communicating something. So even though he's my friend and he may not say it at that moment, there's a difference. It would cause a difference. So now you can look at that and look at everything in your life because it all goes back to the way that you live your life. So you look at every aspect of your life and you have to be able to structure it so you can presently be where you want to be. So if you're saying that you're going to run your business from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., go all in 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Go all in 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Work on that. Now, if you want to have a social life on top of that and go out, okay, what are the appropriate times that you're going to give yourself to actually go out, hang out with friends, conversate, talk to family, whatever it is, schedule it. What is the time? And this is the time that I would recommend for everybody. The time for yourself to work out and do the things that you want to do, structured in the morning. So that you're taking care of yourself first, and now you are in the position of speaking again from authority because you handled your shit. You handled your shit. And that's going to come off more genuine in your communication. So like even in my Instagram, I barely fucking talk about real estate because, yeah, real estate is important. You know, you make money doing real estate or just any other business. At the same time, how are you running your life? Because that impacts everything else. So I hope that fucking makes sense and drives home because that is like in itself fucking like it's powerful. Is there anything that you would want me to touch on that maybe I haven't touched on yet?
Just refining or just a backup in case one of those, like, for example, relationships with people you're around. Let's say that through what you understand about communication, that this person is like a lost cause or there's no, it's like talking to a brick wall, right?
Yeah.
You saw that like on Facebook. Like, for instance, the next best option would just be not valuing that person's opinion and just holding yourself responsible.
So hold on, are you speaking about a person that you want to communicate with?
That you happen to be around a lot.
Okay.
That you're forced to.
So so give me a scenario.
Someone you're living with, and
Somebody that I'm living with, and the question is,
you know, like they're not up to par with your attitude, like, or you know, winning, things like that. It's negative.
they're negative.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever talked to them about it?
Well, it's more of an authority thing, like, you know, like my dad, and it's like a parent thing.
Okay. So you ask them, like, whenever you sense that and you feel that, you say, hey, can I speak with you for a second? Even if it's your dad or whoever it is, and then you have a genuine conversation with them. You say, look, when X, Y, and Z, when you do X, Y, and Z, it makes me feel like you don't value my relationship, or you don't, whatever it is, or when you do X, Y, and Z, I feel like there's a lot of negativity, and I can't really focus on whatever it is that you're feeling when you do X, Y, and Z. I feel like, and then you voice it out to him, but you do it in a sincere way so he gets it. And now if he says, oh, this and that, I'm your father, this and that, I was like, look, man, I understand. I get that you're my father, and I would never disrespect you in any way.